So I'm trying to get a little more refined with the process of this because I know it can work. It's like it's kind of a new challenge in the game of it. I kind of do it the old way of just staring at trying to think what I kind of wanted to make it into. And I'm gonna just use for here some more like this. Come back. What I need is like transparent red oxide. It's been like just this such a versatile color because you can glaze with it, which obviously because it's transparent, so it helps make it look older. And I'm gonna trying to just go with as if so I kind of want this. Kind of because in this sense, if you want light to cut through those areas, you kind of you really just kind of can't. So because it's reverse, I mean, you can embellish it, you know, like paint on top of it from the and really what's the difference? There is not really any difference. I mean, distinguishable enough if you go like that. So then I end up having well, and then I have this other one, and I think, well, do I want to add on to it? So, yeah, my mind can kind of race a bit, you know. But if you want to say, let's keep the darker portion coming from that side, that. So then you would have, I think, essentially do one more these kinds of this that take it into where it's like where I want it to go into now, because it's not really enough space for some liquid to just speed it up, or else it'll take for fucking ever, and it's not gonna be, you know, I can't really wait forever. So when I'm peeling this, when I'm going to peel it, it's very finicky. It's all got to be dried like perfectly, or else if it's heavier then, so if I just use like a straight line, so what would be in the center is kind of where I'd say that it's more likely to take kind of, so this goes from here, it's some kind of, I mean, even to bring this up and just kind of make it so it's got more of a, yeah, 'cause if, you know, turn this whole thing into just like, I mean, the only thing you can really do, so you'd have to have, I think you'd have to have, so I'm gonna use a lot of liquid to get this kind of glaze effect. And I think the smarter thing to do would be to go with more of a curvature. Like, you can make it do that. That's good. That's good enough. To go with more of a curvature and almost create some kind of, and then just liquid to just get this, yeah, it's like, because my thinking, you know, has a lot to do with, well, this kind of, first of all, you have a lot of wealthy and just even normal folks that want to see something new, right? I mean, it's always the same old thing. And you have all of that, and then you have like me sitting there going, yeah, I know, that's what I'm doing that, but then nothing really ever happens. It's fucking nuts, dude. But, you know, they're always looking for exactly what that's gonna offer. It's strange. So I might just try to turn this into more of a, to give it some kind of more of a feature, just with some titanium buff, and kind of give this maybe like a, this kind of, how would it, like have, kind of like, I think, let's see if I just clean it up well enough. I think the ones that I had been doing were a rush, because that was exactly how, if we figured out some of how that all coincides, then, you know, it would all be worth it. But when you know, it's like you only want to be able to kind of be able to do certain kinds, because it's like what I'll tell them is what they already know. It's like, well, you really kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball with your style. It, like, you know, because it's like, well, they blew a lot of smoke up your ass with all the followers, and got a DM, he slid into my DMs. It's like, you don't even want to hear yourself in 15 years. It's not even gonna be funny. We're all, don't worry, there'll be plenty to sit back watching us laugh. It's like, why do you think? It's like a joke, man. She is a fucking joke, dude. I've known a few, and believe me, it's all been, it's fucking nothing but blow me. So just trying to put kind of expression into it, because if you're objectiveless and the whole damn thing is just money based, and the whole thing collapses, you see what that's why it's like, that's the battle. that's the battle, because you won't even want to, you don't even want to participate. It won't even be any fun. And it's like, so we keep this kind of like, do it like at least that much of a kind of a thing like that. And then get back to where I'm trying to wash this. I'm trying to figure out, because even though it's liquid, I still want to use some of this. It's not taken to it as well, but yeah, throw in some of these kinds of like, because I think my opinion on it in totality has got to do with mainly that there's only so many things that you can paint. I mean, there's only so many things in the physical world. You're trying to find things that aren't really in the physical world from your, well, from a process, I guess you could call it, but truthfully. So what I'm gonna do, I want this all dry, and then, you know, I'm trying to figure if I can do an arc through here, that's not, that is dry, yeah, so that is dry, never mind. And then, so I'm gonna go back, I'm trying to do like, because every brush stroke, see what I'm saying? It's like, no, it's not that I don't appreciate the discipline and, you know, realism, high realism, and dedication, the kind of talent that it kind of takes. However, what if you up the ante? It was like, look, there's more to it than that. What if you did it in reverse? It'd be pure paint. You know what I mean? It'd be like, as kind of pure as paint can get, is what you'd be capturing. And you'd be capturing in a way that really nobody's ever seen. It gives a different feel to it entirely. And most pretty much know what I mean. Add some buff to this just with an angular brush, like that. So then again, see, I'm trying to form underneath it, kind of, oh wait, test that, it's dry, and just go straight on through. So I can't get a completely clear idea of what it's gonna look like when it's complete, because that's really how, I guess you would say, how it's kind of more or less done, when there's not really anything that captures, like, and that's okay to leave like that. So if I have this going from here, now what I'm gonna try and do is go like this and change up that angle. And for as far as this little hat thing, I'm gonna try to not disturb it quite yet. And then get some titanium buff, come through like this. And so if you have, I think if you have more of this sitting behind, so if this, I'm gonna clean it up, but if I did that all the way through there, is kind of what I was trying to achieve. Because I need the shade tone, I need the shade difference between one of these sides, and I think that's got to be this side. So what I mean more than anything with that is I'm not quite getting the result I was trying to. Yeah, but it's like I'm drawn to the ruins and stuff, you know, stuff that, like, yeah, you need to keep this, even bring it up fire. See that going in, like going out, going. It's like I can't know if this line is gonna look like when I peel it. If that's what it's gonna look like or not. I'm gonna switch brushes and just do like some like I just that's what's so great about these silicone things. It's because they're like fucking perfect. I wouldn't have figured that out without Pollock. How do you figure? How do you figure it? Because I think where I'm at is because you know it, because you know it goes together. I'm trying to use. Is the difference I think for me is kind of just knowledge based or something like that. Because that layer's already there, so it's a whole nother concept of what is glazing, what is really. Aren't you eager to learn a different process when, I mean, they couldn't be telling you louder. We've already seen that stuff. That's not what we're looking for. You know what I mean? It's like, well, if there's no getting through to them, I think that's kind of like the Hearst kind of paradigm between, you'll get what you get, but I don't think you're trying to be like, if this keeps going, then it's like virtually talking about, and it's going to, but what I mean is, and so I'm going to put actually some crimson alizarin, this one, yeah, let me get some of this. Yeah, crimson alizarin, it's like, probably, yeah. You know how much money I spend on this shit? I don't get paid, all out of pocket. I do it because I'm addicted. Some addictions can be good. In lieu of, I'll just keep it like it is. Get some lighter. So right, you can't see this part. It's going. So I want to go over something darker, kind of mixed with lighter, almost like something like where that just is enough, and like crossing over through here. You want that? I want that kind of like appeal of like the ruin, you know. So I'm trying to find. I need this square. As good as I can kind of get it. Like I would say, so now what happens is when you're trying to find the light source, it's like, well, I'd rather it just be, it's not very good, I know it doesn't look very good. Here, let's try this, and just get that mark made there. And I go all the way through because it's already dried on that side. For here, I think I'll do some potted plants. So you got it going through here. I got next thing I'm gonna try to kind of get is with the fan brush. I want to make a just get some of. I got some new greens today. I don't really care much about to me. So I'm gonna mix just some phthalo green with cadmium light green. and Naples yellow. Oh, forgetting one step is to wipe off areas that, like this. It's okay. You can see, okay, so if that's coming through, then I want this to be a little flatter in perspective. So I'm gonna take, again, just the go-to, mix it with a little black, and come up like this. So you can kind of just go like that, and just keep it within kind of like that much. Just go back like that, with this poof like that. So again, here it's kind of messed up a little bit. I need some white. I want to try to grain this. I'm just gonna go down, looking like that. Again, it's kind of got a cool effect, but I can't know. I know it's going through the other side. It should be visible. Again, no, it's kind of a. So that's too much paint, and I'm just gonna go over it. I'll go ahead and go over this so it's like flush looking, continual, and up through here, as if I can kind of maneuver through, kind of, you know what I mean? Like that. Let's just get the coming up here, all the way down, all the way through. Should have, and then some white to kind of carry this over. It's too much. There we go. I think you'd have to. So you can't really see this from that angle. It's gonna build up a nice amount of. So let's turn it a little peach thing. Maybe there's a little magenta on the brush or something. I think there could have been. That's not bad. Like that. Alright. And then just a little black to indicate this. That should be good. Alright, keep it like that. Just probably use some white with titanium buff. Gonna again put this on this side. Come all the way down, just to where that hat, kind of, whatever that thing is, like that. And then for here, so you kind of want to make the same kind of effect. It's not about really the light reflection, it's just about way maybe the stone kind of looks. So, and then yeah, just fill that in with red oxide. So hopefully you can get cool kind of. Okay, and then the next. So obviously I'm quite finished. next thing again would be to it's pretty much zero waste, but paper towels gotta kind of have, there's almost no way around it. This back. That's clean. Now for here, I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna do this as a bias. I'm trying to do like, see if that. Switching it. Do the same, like this. So kind of playing towards that kind of dimensional look is, again, I'll just take some white and indicate that there's kind of like these, yeah. Like that. Just repeat it for this one. Of course, do the opposite. Do that. And do this. Let's see if I can make this like that. So that's good enough. And then do, again, just the white to kind of give it just that amount of highlight. Give it the indication that it's got depth. So I took more from that. Just a little here. From there, I guess you could say. Again, it's like hold it flatter. Straight into it. Okay, and then the last part I wanted to kind of focus on would be, I guess if you were to put, I have this fan brush kind of laced up. It's a little bit, so that curvature, this is just a little bit not quite circular. Yeah, I can see it. When it hits, it's like, oh yeah, that's what the better idea is to wait till it dries which I might. Now, I'm focused on the top half of the images. Pretty much done. Now what do you put? You know, I want like a walkway where I'm gonna kind of like just make these slight gestures and build up really lightly, just with these kinds of greens with a little bit of buff, titanium buff. And it's just one. I'm not really sure what. You have that station there, you have this area, you have it pretty much as if it goes from there through there. So it's forward moving. So it'd be more forward moving, which, how would you do it? Because you would have it coming from forward. What I mean, as I think to myself, is how do I make the kind of ground? So I think I'll use just a straight Naples yellow mixed with some like raw sienna. Just the raw sienna. Mix that there. Fan brush it out, or no, I'm gonna use like a half angular, like, well, whatever. So you'd have more of a path going from here. Do you want to make an ocean line at some point to that? And like, yeah, I think so, because if you put, how would I want to go about this? I think having an ocean line, at least, if you had it, let's say an ocean line, be in front of it and be like in the back. It's like thinking in reverse is where, how would I, it's got to completely dry. I think the idea seems pretty legit. Of course you want to put in, so I'm using this monster tape to pull the paint off the silicone, because if you don't, it will pretty much you won't get a full pull. You get like tears in it. I'm trying to figure where did I stash it. And then see, it just picks up off of there. Like the full thing. So I was going like crazy with the idea, like, oh, this is what they were talking about. It's like, I can't explain to you that it would take this, that, and another, and this and that, and also that, to get you what seems so simple. That's the truth. It kinds of how ridiculously difficult, seemingly simple things can be. But of course, I'm gonna go with, I think, the moon, and just go ahead and plop the moon. Some white, some basic. You get a little bit of like, blue seems to complement. See if that. Good enough. And then you'd have, intermingling of like the clouds because it's reversed. So then from there, if you have the ocean, okay, so if you have the ocean and it's like water that would have to be almost, so that's what it would be. So what I'd have to do to get the kind of ocean, I see. So this whole thing would have to be pretty much virtually underwater. And the way, this is fun. This is a fun thing because I can show you how glazing can be yeah, this is my first pretty much attempt at trying to make something with, let's see what kind of color I end up with. So the fallow green, this is all dried in good, so I think the idea is, would you go like straight through? Fallow, just the fallow green. And it's gonna be all the way to the surface. I don't need tape really. Just go straight across. And then just liquid. I think I'm making the right decision there. Because then, alright, so you go up to that amount. And then I think you would have, right, because there's no, you covered all the area. And I'd love to use acrylic, but my god, acrylic is fucking shit. What else would be called workable? It's kind of the, so what you can do, what I'm gonna do for a little bit of effect is you kind of want to go, one sec. So none of that can, well, none of that can even be seen. You just like there, there. Unless, now what I could do here is put in a kind of, I wonder what you would have if, so you're looking at it this way. I see what it's kind of looking at. So that's way too much white. The way to fix that is just clean the brush and just get a lot of liquid and just thin it out as much as you can. If it's going to overpower it like it's doing, wipe it off. There. And just go back to the liquid, because then I think you're kind of going to need some of this kind of action with waves, because that's visible. That should look alright. And then we just keep doing that. like a wave kind of emotion. And then I think what I'll probably do is cover this part with probably just a combination of just some sand looking color. It's kind of a fucking green get in there. It's like within necessary amounts. So you go like back and like that. Scoot it up. Combination looks pretty nice. And even if you went up all the way from like there, because this doesn't see it even from about that angle, you don't really even see underneath. Again, just hit it with kind of a, because you can't really see any of this anyway. But that's because you're looking, this doesn't really matter. This is the part that on top of it. Kind of the only issue is that this is supposed to go down where are you fucking kidding me? The fucking color off my goddamn brush. So we wanna like take it like that. It's kind of like the white underneath. Let's go up to about that much. Clean it. Just some simple waves. This shit, I'm just gonna have to probably rock with it because I'm not really sure. But, so that's, I mean, okay, so having the same kind of, I guess, well, you just need to do. Should be alright. Maybe go, I mean, I'm just gonna have to call this try because I'm not exactly sure either if it. Let's turn this into like a fucking like kind of swampy kind of a. Like put the let's try to like. So that wouldn't, that's color, you can't even see that, it doesn't matter. So it's white. So this is the only real part. All I can do, like, try to make that. Through this, just go through. Try to just get the illusion of no, right. None of that will be seen, just that. We'll see what comes out. That much. And then I have to wait till the sky. I gotta wait till it dries really well.